Are you feeling burnt out by social media and you wish there was another way to grow your business? Well, maybe there is. My name is Michelle Gifford, and I am a brand and marketing strategist. And a few years ago, I did an experiment. I wanted to see if I could grow a business successfully without social media. And in this episode, I want to walk you through how I did it, what I did, and what I would do today if I were doing the same thing. Doing this experiment changed everything for me because it actually led me to the business that I'm doing today. I run a marketing agency for the top influencers, creatives, and small businesses in the industry. And we do Pinterest, blogging, email marketing, we do branding, we do social media for them. And it all started because I had been blogging for a while. I knew it was really powerful. And so when I tried this experiment, I saw that it worked. And I realized that there are a lot of people who were putting all of this time and effort into social media without getting the long-term results that they wanted because they put a post out there on social media and it's gone within a couple days. Well, it's out of the feed within a couple days. And I knew that if you blogged correctly, there's a right and wrong way to blog. And if you use Pinterest and email marketing correctly, there's a right and wrong way to do email and Pinterest marketing. That if you did those all together, then it could really form a really successful business that brought you money for years to come. And so instead of spending all of this time on social media, we should be investing into our business on these long-term content places. So you ready for the story? A few years ago, I had been blogging for a while and I wanted to see if I could make this work without social media. So I went to, I think, the hardest industry that I could do to try this out on. I joined an MLM. Now, this was not something that I do regularly. This is the only MLM I ever joined. And the reason why I thought this would be such a good experiment is that with an MLM, people are all selling the same product. And so I thought if I could make this work with an MLM where all these people are selling the same thing, then I can make this work for any business. Now, just a disclaimer, I am not a part of the MLM anymore. I have left that. I actually passed it on to my sister-in-law who has helped me with the experiment, Joellen. I will link her below. I'm also not endorsing MLMs and think that that is the best way to run your business either. But this was a really good experiment for me. So what we did is we committed to writing 2 blog posts per week. We did Pinterest marketing, and then all of those blog posts and all the content that we created pointed to our email list. We had a quiz that we set up, and once someone took the quiz, then they were given personalized results and sold the product. So we had that system set up, which is a system I highly recommend to have an email system, email marketing, to have an email sales sequence that can get people in the door and selling your product. I highly recommend that. So we did that for 6 months. And after 6 months, we started getting people reaching out to us and asking to be on our team. Are you kidding me? We never talked to anyone. We just blogged. We didn't advertise or anything like that. We didn't pay any ads or anything like that. People came to us. And by the end of that first year, we became one of the top recruiters in the industry, in the business. And we also became one of the top in sales in the business. And this was all without social media, talking to people that we knew. And it all happened because we created this really great system and really wonderful content that got the right people to our website and sold them the product that they were looking for. So that's how it went. My sister-in-law has taken it over, but that business is still bringing in consistent revenue because of the work she did a couple years ago. And so this can be huge for your business. So I want to talk about why this is a big deal, why you should be talking about this in 2023. So many of us are focused so much on social media. I would bet that 80% of your marketing time is probably spent on social media. Is that about right for you? And if you think about that and how much time you're putting in, are you getting the results you want back? And are you getting those results long term? Because the truth of the matter is you put on all this effort in social media, and sometimes you get a return, and sometimes the algorithm changes, and sometimes the algorithm fairy does not smile down upon you. And so you don't get seen by all of the people that you want to be seen by. And also, if you haven't noticed, social media is becoming more of a pay to play kind of system, especially Instagram and Facebook. TikTok will get there. It's just not there yet. Instagram is relying more on people spending ads to get their content seen. And so as that gets more and more, you're going to see your organic traffic from Instagram decrease more and more as ads become more of a big thing on Instagram. That's how social media goes. And we love it. I actually love social media. It is part of my content strategy now for my business. But we have to remember that our social media platforms, even YouTube and Instagram and TikTok, all of the places, they are not our platforms. Someone else owns that. When we put content on there, It's not ours anymore. Our followers are not ours. And so it is really important to create a system that you have your content on a place that you own. And so that's why I always recommend having a website with a blog attached. So a blog site. And I do this for all of my clients. I tell my coaching women this because you need to have a piece of real estate online, and that is your website. And then also, as you're creating this content, it lasts for a long time. I have blog posts that are continually bringing me traffic that I wrote years ago. You cannot say that about social media, right? You can't say that. Maybe 2 weeks, maybe, but years ago, I wrote a blog post and it is bringing me traffic, which makes me money. So when you're thinking about creating content, I want you to think about, am I making an investment or am I making a quick win? Oftentimes our social media are quick wins. And I actually am here for social media. Like I said, I like it, but I also think it's important for you to start investing in your content so that you can continually bring traffic to your website. So one of the things that I recommend is, and I call this my core content formula, and it is that you create at least one piece of core content per week on either a blog, a podcast, or YouTube. Okay. You choose one piece of core content and then you can stretch it other places. So if I were doing this experiment again today, or if I were starting a business in 2023, first I need you to understand that there are three main long-term search engines: YouTube, Google, and Pinterest. Yes. Our social media, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, they're all becoming better search engines, but they are not long-term search engines, right? They are mostly about the last couple weeks, maybe a month. And so we want to be on those long-term search engines because we want long-term results. So if I were starting over again today, I would 100% start on YouTube. And then I would create videos for YouTube, and then I would turn those videos into a blog post. And then those blog posts, you create Pinterest images that you embed on the blog post, and then you pin them to Pinterest. And now suddenly I am hitting all three search engines: YouTube, Google with my blog, and Pinterest with my pinnable images. So those three things are the things that I would focus on. And I would create one or two pieces of content every week. And where I would really focus, and this was actually the game changer for our experiment, is I would focus on SEO, search engine optimization. We honed in on one niche and we talked about it twice a week, every week. And we answered all the questions that people were searching for about our product. That's what we did. That was our strategy. So we did some SEO research. We found out the things that people were searching for, and then we created a lot of blog content around those search topics. And we did it so well and so consistently that those pieces of content are still bringing results. The next big thing I would say is that you need to be consistent and you have to do it for at least a year, at least. Here's the thing. I know Instagram and TikTok has gotten us into quick wins and likes and comments, but you are not going to see immediate results once you start YouTube, blogging, and Pinterest. This is a long game. Okay. And it's a good long game. So commit to doing this for at minimum a year and then reassess after a year, but do not let yourself stop. So does this work for people still? A few years after we did it, does it work for people? 100% yes. So I run a marketing agency and we are blogging, doing email marketing. We're doing Pinterest for clients, and it is bringing them thousands and thousands of dollars every month because they're creating this type of content. So if you are getting tired of social media because it is taking so much time and maybe sucking the life and light out of your life, then I would think about, should I start investing in long-term content and start creating on a long-term platform? All right. I would love for you to join me in this because this is really building your business for long-term. And if you have questions about that, will you leave them below? I would love to talk to you about it and answer your questions on how to get started and how to grow with this. Thank you so much for listening. If you are not subscribed, please do it, and we'll see you next time.